Hey guys, so big news right now. Rocket League just announced that they're gonna be allowing 13 and 14-year-olds to be playing in RLCS. I don't know what to say. This is insane. This is something that people have debated for so many years. People have talked about, people have wanted, people have didn't want, people literally it has been a topic since Rocket League esports has been created, since it started back in like 2016 2015. And now RL esports, literally this is the official account, official RL esports announced the minimum age to compete in the RLCS would now be 13 years old. Now what does this mean? What does this mean? I mean, you can see my initial reaction right here. I got the notification for this tweet. I was sitting in my car, I got the notification for this tweet. I was like, no way is this real, man. Like, it's insane. Also, the RLCS season is starting in late January, they said. Registration early next year. Honestly, no one's even talked about this. No one even cares about these 2 points. The minimum age to compete in the RLCS would now be 13 years old. It's incredible. It's incredible. So yeah, what does this mean? What does this mean for North America, for Europe, for other regions? Basically, immediately, it might not have a huge effect. It's possible it won't be a huge immediate effect. Now, the reason I say this is for a couple of reasons. Number one, pretty much every single team in the world is already locked. Their roster is already set. So for the only chance for something to actually happen is if a team that's already established decides to make a move after already confirming their roster, which if they're on an organization, that is very tough to do because, you know, contracts might have already been signed, things like that. So that is almost impossible. But second reason is because in actuality, there's not a ton of talent right now that would immediately jump onto like a top 10, top 16 team in regions like North America and Europe and even other regions as well. Now, there are a couple players to be on the lookout for. A couple players, especially one in particular that everyone is talking about right now, literally everybody, is my guy Sczrbbles right here. Sczrbbles, 14-year-old young player. I think he just turned 14 a few months ago as well. Yeah, but in November 5 he turned 14. But Sczrbbles, by far I think the best player in the world under 15 right now. He's from North America, and a lot of people got their eye on him. Now, I mean, this is a kid, right? I've had him on my stream before. He did so much on my stream. I think he won that show match. It was against Aza Patos. Did an infinite boost 1v1 show match. He won that. But he's a kid that is insane. Like, I remember, so Striped back in, when was this? June 3rd, 2021, and made a video about him being the youngest ever, youngest SSL back then. This is when he like just hit SSL. I think he was like SSL in ones maybe, and this is what he was already able to do back then. Look at that, clean breezy right there, clean breezy. When he's 11 years old, he was 11 years old this time. Now what is he? He's 14 right now. He's gonna be able to compete in RLCS. It's crazy. It's crazy. Jack made this tweet. A person born in 2011 was able to win RLCS now. 2011. Brother, I'm pretty sure, yeah, like Rocket League came out in 2015. So give that 4 more years. There's gonna be kids that are literally younger than Rocket League that can literally like win RLCS. It's insane. It's insane. But Sczrbbles, I want to mention like some of the stuff that he's done. I made this tweet back in February. Earlier this year, 13-year-old Sczrbbles alongside Guh and Realize, 2 players that he played with in this tournament, just got second in the $2,000 Avalanche Cup. They beat the likes of Farmville, which was Blaze, BU, No Mansion, pretty known bubble players in North America, and homies Cam Wells, Omar, some more very well-talented, some pretty talented North American bubble players. And then they lost to CLT in the finals, which was I forget exactly, I think it was Wavy and a couple other players, maybe Money as well. It was some good players on that team. But I said Sczrbbles is definitely a name to remember for the future, and I could not agree more with my past self. Sczrbbles right now, I guarantee there's like 100 people in his DMs right now, like trying to pick him up. I think I responded to this tweet right here. I'm genuinely curious how many people have already DM'd you asking to team with you. Like, it's incredible. It's incredible. Now, I'm going to mention a few more players, and then we're going to talk about the potential negatives of this announcement, the potential negatives of having 13-year-olds. Before we do that, though, a few other players we got to mention. A few other players. Oh, yeah, this is just me saying that, yeah, I had him on my stream back in May 2023. What a guy. So we got, I'm sure if you guys have been watching like Fear's stream or just literally been in the Rocket League community recently, you probably heard this guy Life. He's 14-year-old Switch player, recently moved to PC, and he's honestly insane. He's honestly insane. I haven't even, like, I think, which clip is this? Let me see this. Ooh, look at that right there. Look at that. I got flip reset as well. Ooh, with the air dribble. That's clean, bro. That's clean. Yeah, this kid is insane. This kid is insane. He started on Switch literally recently, just got a PC. I think he had 2K MMR. That wasn't casual. I forget what MMR he's at now. Hit 2K MMR within under 2 months of PC. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that. So I think he not necessarily as good as Sczrbbles. Sczrbbles is probably the only player that people are genuinely considering, like, yo, this kid could actually be on potentially like a top 10, top 16 team North America. Everyone else I'm going to be mentioning might not be at the top 16 level yet, and like for teams, but they're very close. They're very close. And maybe other regions we'll be talking about a little bit. But what is the shot? Yeah, this shot is on Fear's channel right here. Look at this shot right here. This is I think this is when he was on Switch potentially. Look at that right there. This might have been when he was on Switch. This is 2 months ago. He literally might have been on Switch at this time. I forget exactly when he went to PC, but yeah, Life, another kid to look out for from North America, 14 years old. We got my guy Young Scythe right here. I think he's rank B. He is like 2K MMR, 13 years old. He's someone that I've also been on the lookout for. I've seen some of his clips before. Young player, very insane, also from North America. From Europe, there weren't too many players I was able to find really that are under 15 and have the potential to like maybe make RLCS or at least like be good in this qualifier, stuff like that. There's one kid, Day Shift though, German player, 14 years old. He's played with a bunch of low players in EU before, and he's like gotten some decent results in some tournaments. Never like RLCS, of course. I mean, he wasn't old enough to play in RLCS, but he's a player to look out for in my opinion. Day Shift. This kid, Dr. Known, he's from Saudi Arabia. This kid is actually very good. I gotta say, this guy, very good. I've had him on my stream as well. I forget if he won a show match or not. I don't actually remember if he won a show match. He might have lost, but he did an infinite boost show match on my stream once, and he was popping off as well. Let's see. This was March 2023. He was number 8 on the ones leaderboard, so not too shabby, not too shabby. I think he actually lost a Nugget on my stream, which is kind of funny. They were 8 and 10. But let's see this clip. This is a good clip right here. My guy Dr. Known was gonna pop off. Look at that one flip right there, 2 flips right there. Beautiful shot, beautiful shot. I think he's also 14. I think he's 14 years old as well. Like, he could be 13, I forget, but I think he's 14. Very talented player, very talented player. I'll be able to look out for him in the MENA region. Also in the MENA region, we got my guy Nush right here. Nush. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly. He's also a very good player. He recently, yeah, this was August, but he swept Jorius in a show match. He has beaten a bunch of other players in show matches, very notable players. He's a very talented ones player, and threes might be insane. I have never seen him play threes, I'll be honest, but I think he has potential. I think he has potential right there. Just another name to really look out for. Another name to look out for. But we gotta talk about the potential negatives. We gotta talk about the potential negatives, because an announcement like this, right? I mean, at first glance, it's like, oh my god, we got crazy new talent, gonna have mechie players in RLCS. It's gonna be so cool, young kids. But then when you think about it, it's like, we're gonna be letting 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds sign contracts, like be basically having full-time jobs as little kids. It sounds a little sus when you think about it. It sounds a little bit like, is this like a child exploitation? Is it child labor? That I think there's definitely an argument for it. Jack made this tweet back in December 2022. December 2022, saying that he thinks the age should have been increased to 17 or 18, which was very interesting. I made a whole thread about this. I won't obviously read the whole thing, but he made a lot of very good points, talking about how young players shouldn't be open to the pressures that come from being a professional in Rocket League. He was talking about how, yeah, like the weight of huge contracts and business decisions for 15-year-olds. Like, he's talking about 15-year-olds, right? He's saying like for 15-year-olds, that's too much. Imagine 13-year-olds making business decisions. That word, ignore that. Of course. I think, I'm not sure if he mentions it here or not. It might be in the next tweet I bring up. Right here is a tweet from Slumpy. She mentioned that it gives so much control to parents and organizations who may not always have the kids' best interests at heart. So we're talking about contracts, right? 13-year-olds signing contracts. Of course, they're gonna have to get permission from their parents to do a lot of this stuff. And while I'll be honest, most of the parents I've seen in the Rocket League community, amazing. Some of the best people I've ever met, some of the best people just in this community overall. I've met Rizzo's dad, he's so nice. I've met so many other parents as well. Literally everyone I've met has so nice and seems like they have the best interests for their kids. But there's always a few outliers. There was a lot of drama within the past few months, and honestly over the past few years, about First Killer, his dad. People saying his dad has too much influence on First Killer's career. You know, that's a story for another video right there. But like, there's definitely an argument to say that, like, are all parents really gonna have their best interests, the kids' best interests, or are they gonna try to exploit them for money? Tough to say. But I mean, there's other things as well. Jack talked about, like, a lot of kids might want to drop out of school so that they can pursue Rocket League. And while that could be good for them in the short term, they might make a lot of money, especially if they're very talented. Rocket League, ultimately, how many years does Rocket League have? How many years is Rocket League going to stay a top esport? You know, it's possible we'll see Rocket League continue for decades. Who knows? The esports is a new thing. We don't know exactly what the future is going to look like. It's very possible Rocket League dies in a few years. If Epic doesn't take care of this game properly, this game could die. The esports scene could be gone within a few years. We don't actually know. We have no idea. You got to think about this stuff. And that's the reality of what happens when you allow 13 and 14-year-olds to compete at the highest level. There's going to be a lot of problems. Jack also mentions like sponsorship opportunities, RLCS. Maybe some people won't want to sponsor it as much. There's a lot of things as well, like different like scheduling stuff. Like, it's literally going to be like, imagine literally hopping on Rocket League, right? Imagine you're a pro Rocket League player. Jack, he's not even that old. Jack is 20 years old, right? Imagine hopping in RLCS, first match of the day. You're playing against a literal 13-year-old, a literal like 7th grader, and you lose to him. And then he has to wake up at like 8 a.m. so he can go to like literally like Algebra 1 in the morning. Like, it's funny. It's kind of funny. It's wild. It's wild. I mean, looking at the replies, next winner of RLCS is currently watching Cocomelon and drooling on their iPads. Buddha right there. We could have our pros and RLCS are born after SARPC's release. SARPC, by the way, is Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars. That was the predecessor. Is that the word? Predecessor? I think I made up that word. I don't know if I forgot the word is, but like the word that like, it was the game before Rocket League. Like, alright, it's wild as well. I know Musty made a tweet. A lot of controversy about RLCS lowering the age 13 to 15. Definitely see how people have different takes on it. I want to hear what y'all think and why. He said W decision, L decision. I put L decision because ultimately, to be honest, I think for this to work, right? To allow 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds to compete in RLCS, you have to have a lot of like regulations in place. A lot of things, mainly for orgs, honestly, not even as much for Epic and like RLCS, for orgs, that if you want to sign a 13-year-old, you have to make sure you have a proper mental coach. You have to have a proper like social media coach, almost. Maybe not a social media like specifically, but someone that could like help them with social skills, someone that can help them with like interview skills. Imagine 13-year-olds being interviewed like on the biggest stage, winning millions of dollars, and they get like interviewed. Like, what are they gonna say, bro? 13 years old. No, it's interesting. I mean, there's positives to it, of course. Again, like, we're gonna have crazy new talent, and I think like over time there's gonna be a lot more talent as well that breaks through. Like kids that are like 10 right now, 11 right now, 12. When they get a little bit older, they'll be competing in RLCS, and it's gonna be awesome to see. But it's scary. I worry for their mental health. I really do. I think what else does Slumpy say? Yeah, amount of stress you're putting on a kid if they manage to make it tier 1 level, which they will, is immense. It's immense. The stress, I can't imagine. Like, a lot of people before this announcement wanted the age to be raised to like 16, 17, 18. Jack made this tweet saying he should be increased to 17 or 18. I think I responded at the time, and I said I think 17 is okay, but then I would prefer 16, because I thought like 17, 18 a little bit old, but I thought 16 would be kind of good, like a little bit more mature players, then a little more mature, because it's like, yeah, a lot of 15-year-olds and younger will say a lot of dumb stuff that they don't necessarily mean, and that when they're older they could potentially regret. So if orgs are going to sign these young players, I think ultimately media training, some social skills training, mental health coaches, you need all of this, or else this is honestly not Epic's best decision, I would have to say. And not that Epic have been making good decisions lately when it comes to RLCS, when it comes to Rocket League, trading getting removed, you know, Rocket Racing. Rocket Racing is kind of fun, but that's kind of besides the point. Ultimately, I wish these kids luck. 13 and 14 years old. Imagine we have a 13-year-old like world champion this year, next year, 2024. It's insane. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys think it's good that 13 and 14 year olds are gonna be able to play in RLCS, or do you think overall this is an L decision from Epic? Let me know down below, and I'll see y'all next time. Take care.